Hello, my childs. How are you doing on this spectacular evening?
Oh, why it's spectacular, it's just Danganronpa. But here we are. Oh man, oh snap dog. It's gonna get heckin' lit AF fam. Oh dog snap. I don't know what I'm saying. What I do know is that it's time for us to get that good old Danganronpa soundtrack like all up in our gullet. Oh yeah, there's that throat chain that I crave. Okay, alright. So let me get this going real quick like, and then I think we're gonna be pretty good to go. Yeah, Dango Bongo, my favorite game of them all. What's it to it? And I can't remember if actually I didn't. So let's do that real quick. Voice volume, bada boom, bada bing. Okay, so time for a little recap. So last time on Danganronpa, we well, the best girl in the game kind of perished. I don't know why I laughed before that. It's like literally the worst thing in the world. But she did perish, Chihiro. And so we just went around investigating, trying to figure out what went down. Byakuya gave us some lovin', told us all about Genocide Jack, and we had some other fishy clues. And I think before the trial actually starts, we'll kind of go over all the clues just for my sake, so I can remember what's going on. But howdy everyone, heckin' Lapras and Zack and Archmage, and just, we got all the boys. Heck yeah. I'm stoked. I gotta have the Dango Bongo music on, always. Forgive me, Pa. I was like right in the draw with it, and I'm a fraud. A fool. For not. Last time, I know what you did, and Byakuya was Sundara, and much investigation was done. Still sad, man.
So, is everyone ready to... What? Am I blind, or are we missing someone?
Yo.
Yeah, Toko's not here.
Huh?
And Toko is...
Huh?
You really don't remember?
Come on!
Kidding, I'm just kidding. How could I forget that little nut job? She's a crucial part of the class trial this time.
What are you gonna do?
A little foreshadowing, Monokuma. Okay, I'll definitely take it.
Okie dokie, I'll go ahead and drag her out here kicking and screaming. Just one moment, please.
Byakuya, I'm not Sunder. Tell him, Makoto. Yeah, I'm sure Makoto would be the best advocate for that too, right? So okay. Super lame-o girl who sounds very similar to Absolute Best Girl. Now, I'm not 100% sure who your best girl is referring to, because again, I'm an uncultured swine, and I will ask you to forgive me, Pa, for this treachery, but I'm so down with her being the super lame-o girl. Ultimate lame-o girl, if you will. I can't do it. I told him I didn't want to, but he forced me. I can't believe it, drag a girl around. Terrible, you're terrible. Oh. Toko Zaki. Aozeiki. That's how you pronounce that. If we're talking purely in Dango Bango, best girl's Mary. You mean Kyoko. Well, I'm down. Hey, look, man. I'm always down for some Kyoko lovin'. So, I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you with that, man.
Phew. So now everyone's here, right? Okay, then hustle onto the elevator and let's get this show on the road. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
So, shall we get going? Starting to figure out. Truly my best Byakuya impression. She was so gentle, so calm and meek. Nobody had any problems with her. Someone made the choice to kill a girl like that. It was one of you scoundrels, one of you rapscallions. That murder is one of us. Someone's standing right here. Mondo, what do you guys say?
Hey, come on.
Fucking Toko, man. What's got her so worked up? Beats me, my man. I don't know why the killer did what they did, but
Count on it.
I'm sure it'll work itself out. Justice always prevails. Right, bro? Right, bro. You ready? We doing this? Okay. Toko, what do you have to say? But we'll go to the elevator after this. Well, alright. Alright, I think that's enough dilly-dallying. We have no choice, right? We have to do this.
It's true.
Paradox, boy! No problemo. I'm doing great, my man. Doing great. I mean, for now, you know your boy's gonna be despairing pretty soon, but... But yeah, oh, my archmate. Toko, that's not right. Taka is just incredible. I love him so much, man. Every fiber of my being. With one last deep breath, I walked toward the elevator on shaky legs. And with each step forward, I could feel my heart starting to race faster and faster. Oh, yeah, that much. I literally just, like, walked into the trial waiting room, so... Perfect timing, my man. Perfect timing. I couldn't get a handle on my emotions. Couldn't stop speculating. It's getting emptier. Steel box sank with heavy clunking sounds deeper and deeper into the ground. It really just kept going. Again, it was just incredible how deep underground this bunker was. Truly, we could sit here all day if we wanted to, and we would just keep descending and descending and descending. But eventually, your boy got tired of waiting and continued to advance the text. And as we went deeper, the uneasiness in my heart grew bigger and bigger. The elevator was unaffected, however, and continued to descend without hesitation, until finally, it came to a sudden stop. Oh, snap. What do you think? Redecorated. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very nice.
Good. You're raring to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it. Not at all.
Well,
Okay then, let's get this show on the road.
thrills, chills, kills.
What he said. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Oh. Yeah, we'll save. Oh, so hey, speaking of saving, part of the reason why this took a little bit longer, I overslept a tad bit. I stayed up a little too late playing some more Xenoblade 2 after the stream. That was on me. That was my bad. Also, though, when we switch over from Xenoblade, or no, when we switch over from Danganronpa, when we switched over from Danganronpa to Xenoblade, there we go. Now I can words. I might have forgotten to save the game. I might have had to like replay back up to where we were. Which didn't actually take that long. It took me like maybe 40 minutes or so to just speed through. But yeah, oh man, Danganblade is the crossover I desire. I can put a bunch of Xenoblade characters in the situation. You know Ricky's gonna be the one who makes it out. You know Ricky's gonna be the Leon. He's gonna get first blood. The boy's just crazy. Okay, so first off, let's go over the truth bolts real quick, like, just so, I get maybe so we all have a refresher, but specifically so I have a refresher, so I know which one. Yeah, so victim was Chihiro, time of death, 2 a.m. Okay, so 2 a.m., body discovered in the girls' locker room on the second floor of the school. Cause of death was a blow to the head with a blunt. Smoke weed every day. Object. She was killed instantly. Okay, next one. Though Chihiro wanted to get stronger, she declined several invitations from Sakura and Aoi and may have used the locker room late at night to avoid them. Despite this, Chihiro had stated that she desired help with her efforts. She may have been meeting someone in the locker room the night she was moitered. The dumbbell I found on the floor of the girls' locker room had a significant amount of blood on it. Unless it's a red herring, it's probably the killing weapon. It's most likely the killing weapon. Chihiro told anyone willing to listen that she wanted to get stronger. Some assumed that due to her inferiority complex about being weak, she admired strength more than anything else. It's unlock locker room. You need to swipe your e-handbook over the hard reader. You need male student's handbook to the boys' locker room, the female students for the girls. Not possible for two people to enter at the same time, but there's the loophole. Lending someone your handbook is a violation of school regulations, but it doesn't prevent you from borrowing it. But yeah, speaking of Xenoblade 2, the grinding went really well. We have 99 legendary cores. So next time we play, I think we're getting Dahlia. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get Dahlia. I pray to God we will get Dahlia with 99 cores. If we don't, good lord. But no, yeah, it went really well. And also, I got a couple more swimsuits, so not all of them, but I think I got every single swimsuit, and then I'm just missing a couple of Nia's skins. And then I still need to grind for like the regular Nop on Stone palette swaps. But yeah, we have all the swimsuits. So that's pretty dope. But it's been a solid 9 months and you still have to play. Oh man, Zach, you gotta get on that, man. Gotta get on. Ooh, excuse me. It's a good time. It's a good time. We gotta get you wrapped up with Xenoblade 1 too. Xenoblade 1 also. There we go. That's better. But also both are like such massive time sinks, so it's yeah. One of the handbooks found in the main hall had been broken, which is apparently a rare occurrence. Junko and Sayaka's handbooks both seem to still work, so it is assumed that the broken handbook is Leon's. However, Monokuma claims it's very unlikely that Leon's handbook would have broken. Suspected genocide jack victims include Ken Harada, Tetsuhiro Honda, and Shoji Gaku, among countless others. I cannot pronounce names to save my life. They were killed in the same way, mounted to a nearby wall. The word bloodlust was found at the scene of each crime written in blood. Profiling indicates the killer is likely a student suffering from a split personality. Chihiro seems to have consciously kept her distance from the other girls at the school, even from the beginning. Meanwhile, it had been noticed that she got along remarkably well with her male students, or male classmates. The carpet in the boys' locker room was found with a, blackish stain on it. Again, very questionable where that origin was from, but also Sakura claimed that it was from a protein coffee spill, so we're gonna go with that for now. But again, I'm not disregarding the theory that maybe someone else just kinda, they mistook the locker room for a bathroom. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Let me just spill my whole cup of water on me. Blood was found in the poster in the girls' locker room. The poster featured a big-breasted supermodel popular among young boys. Meanwhile, the poster in the boys' locker room was for a boy band popular with teenage girls. Jiro's handbook was not found in her corpse and has apparently gone missing. Oh yeah, I realized that they were like, hey, you should probably like figure out what happened to that. It's probably gonna be like the key to the case. And I had just totally forgot about that till literally now, so that's great. I mean, I know like we have all the info we need to solve the case. That's how this game works, but still, it's like I totally forgot that was even a thing. Chihiro's body had been suspended and her hands had been bound with some kind of rope. Gee, with a plug on it. I wonder what kind it was. Sakura mentioned that she was responsible for a coffee stain on the girls' locker room floor. However, the stain had been inexplicably scrubbed away. So Paradox, I think they take it down after the trial. It was definitely still up when I had just like left to go to the trial room. But yeah, like, what's the issue with the posters? Everyone is just like, oh. Hello, stream internet? Okay, I think we're good. I just noticed on OBS that my thing, like, dipped down really bad, so I apologize we got a little stuttery. But, yeah, like, everyone's just heckin' gay. I mean, for sure, Sakura and Hina are just getting it on, so why isn't it everyone else? Byakuya and Makoto. Come on! Come on, everyone! Byakuya was known to use his lamp often, however, the extension cord had gone missing at some point, and the lamp's cord couldn't quite reach the outlet. On the night of the murder, on the moida, right before nighttime, Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the scene of the crime scene. The scene of the crime scene. Celeste had been told not to Makoto about the scouter. I did. I read through all the things and read them all perfectly. Grade A commentary. You are so welcome. Okay. So we did get a couple more skills. Influence gauged by 2. Yeah, I mean, we have the SB. We might as well equip it, right? And then algorithm from Chihiro. Oh, Chihiro increases the speed of memorizing a statement. Okay. I know what that mechanic is, but I don't actually really know how it works yet. I'm assuming maybe we'll get into it this trial. Not 100% sure.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Don't we already know this, Monica? Also, I'll boost the volume just a little bit more. There we go.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off,
Yep.
let's talk about the murder weapon!
Yep. Anytime someone says the word murder, I just gotta unleash the yup. Thank you so, Steven, literally the most perfect timing I could ask for, my boy.
First, we have to make clear that what was used to deliver the final blow.
That whodunit is basically how we Scots talk, and no one can understand us.
Well, hey, I mean, Paradox, I can understand how you're talking. Granted, this is in text form.
Injury.
But I'm gonna put it on that.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Probably the dumbbell,
I
but I
bet it was an
wanna.
iron pipe.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay. I was gonna go on the other
Certainly
one,
would make
but
for a powerful weapon.
okay, guys,
Or Chihiro.
really, we're okay. All right. No, the weapon was definitely in the locker room.
Chihiro's fatal injury.
It appears it was.
According to the Monokuma file,
And
the killer used what kind of blunt instrument?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Shaboogan.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
But also, yeah, like in order to
Can we
actually
agree
swing
that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime?
That's a really valid point, right, Zach? Because like, especially I mean, even if you had a 10-pound dumbbell, especially if it's like one of the solid iron ones, like that's gonna do a lot of damage. But the dumbbell that was used, I mean, that was a heckin' loaded one. I mean, you're easily talking like a 40, 50, I don't know, maybe even like a 60-pound dumbbell. I mean, it was an ultra girthy dumbbell. So like, the only way that thing could have been swung effectively and actually used as a murder weapon had to have been by someone who is like swole AF, right? Maybe not. Again, I mean, it could be a red herring, but like that in and of itself, if we can't determine that is the killing weapon.
It was covered in blood.
Yeah, look how
And there was
girthy that
nothing
thing
else
is, man.
at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
Although I can't tell if that is iron or if it's kind of that like rubbery thing where like it doesn't damage gym floors if you do accidentally drop the weight, you know? I was talking to someone from I need to actually be able to see chat. There we go. My ISP the other day and they couldn't understand me when I said I'll be in the house. But in the hoose. On that day. I love it, man.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell.
I wish I could join you in that accent, man. I'm an uncultured American. I literally cannot do a single good accent to save my life. Forgive me, pa. But yeah, it had to have been Byakuya. I mean, look, okay, here's the thing, right, Archmage? He's definitely been doing some serious mental workouts. So, like, did Byakuya murder Chihiro with the barbell in his mouth? I think so. Or sorry, the dumbbell in his mouth? I think so. Very convinced.
As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Well, now it's investigation. Someone's got it.
Yay! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the
Me.
fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Genocide Jack, the fiendish serial killer. Did he really kill Chihiro?
A new element has been added to non-sub debates. Absolutely. Give it to me.
Oh, lines of white noise will appear. Okay. Truth bolts will disappear if they hit these lines, so think of them as obstacles. There's a way to keep the white nose from getting in. No, the white nose! Press the right mouse button to attach the silencer. Okay. If I shoot an actual remark with your silencer instead of the white noise. Oh, time limit. Ooh. Okay. Wow, yeah, so I'm actually gonna... Oh, but if well, we are playing on the hardest difficulty. We're playing on mean, so... Okay, here we go. This will be, that'll take me a little bit to get used to. Let's think about being Scotch. Makes the GTA games much better, much funnier. Oh, since they're made in Edinburgh, there's tons of jokes that only Scotch people
The
will get.
culprit is Genocide Jack.
Oh, God.
I'm sure of it.
Get that out of
Case
here.
closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on.
The thing I think
There's
I know.
just no proof for it.
Boom.
No, that's wrong.
Maybe I should have, like, read everyone else's thing first, but, like, I know what it was, and I don't want to get point penalized.
I
So
Might know one reason he could be involved.
I gotta get all those points, man. But I mean, yeah, it's kind of like, it's like a fart, you know? Whoever smelt it dealt it. Whoever's like the first to point fingers, they pointed 3 right back at themselves, man. That's just how these things work. Let's go for the mean logic, normal action. Mean action tends to just end up being really annoying. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I both mean logic and mean action, but we'll see. Getting some Ace Attorney vibes here. Yep. Definitely some parallels. I feel like the gameplay is a little more like video game-y, which, you know, definitely isn't a bad thing, but kind of using the same sort of logic to crack down on cases.
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library.
To find like contradictions and all that fun stuff.
I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Every murder.
That's right. Boob lust.
Also, James, I totally missed your comment, but yes, this actually does make the dumbbell the blackened. I feel such like a jam for almost missing that comment. Hold on. Also, no comment, Hifumi.
It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Yeah, Hifumi, I'm sorry, but no, it's the fan base that's got the boob lust, okay? We're talking about the blackened here, okay? Not
Never
Genocide
made
Jack.
public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
The other characteristic of every Genocide Jack case, which the world at large doesn't know. How the victim was positioned.
Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
I've understood the complaint that it's too video gamey. Isn't it a video game? Yeah, exactly. I mean, exactly. That's I'm not saying it's a complaint. I'm just saying that it's kind of a difference between the two. It's turning definitely more visual novel-esque, where there are more mini games and just more involved gameplay components to this series, which I'm all for. Honestly, gets me more involved, you know. It's like complaining about a dog not being able to breathe underwater. But yeah, it wasn't a complaint, just an observation about the differences between the two.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of.
The only logical answer.
It's because the culprit in this case
is the dumbbell.
The real Genocide Jack.
Which is my favorite deduction from all this.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes. In fact, it's Toko.
Oh, snap!
What?
We're just gonna come right out with it, huh?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie!
What? Hey. Okay. Wait, hold on a sec.
Valid response, Aoi. It's kind of like a big allegation there, Bayaki, huh? Love the logic of, we found out Genocide Jack did this shit here, so therefore nobody else is capable of reproducing this murder. Yet clearly it's not like anybody else has had access to the way that Genocide Jack conducts these murders. It had to have been Toko, specifically.
Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
That's what I'm
Toko
saying, Aoi.
Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
You know what, Hero? For once, I'm right there with you. Like, what is with these boys and, like, construing their sense? Just, like, spit it out. All y'all. Just say it. Does seem like a riddle in a way. But then I guess it wouldn't be super engaging for us if they just gave us all the answers. But still, I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? Blood phobia. Hey, that's the true scientific name for it. I'll say, hey, it's Hangman's Gambit, where, H-I.
Oh. I'm trying to think. Split personality? Oh god, what is it? I mean, I'm assuming it's gotta be S. Sin, sit, sl, sit, b, si. No? Okay, I'm trying to think, like, oh, schizo. Okay, hold on. Okay. God, it's so hard when, like, you know in general what you're supposed to be going for, but not like the specific word. Okay, we got this. I feel slightly like it's done, but at least,
Genocide
okay.
Jack has a split personality?
We got this.
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
To be fair,
Perfectly acceptable.
especially since we've already experienced that change between Toko and Genocide
Toko's
Jack.
strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
Me and Byakuya, we're on top of things. Jamade's heckin' joining the boys. Hello, my son, my lad, my dear, sweet, beautiful baby boy. How's it going, my man? One thing that shows Toko could have a split personality. Well, I mean, her behavior changed, right?
You're talking about how she started acting
good.
totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Doing good. Awesome, my man. Awesome. Yeah, the whole tongue thing, man. It's a little unsettling. The whole dead eyes. The whole no stuttering. I'll stutter head real hard.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to
Is he
mention,
wrong, though?
Once she
Come on.
regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
The tongue tells you just wait. Oh yeah, it's coming. We're about to get the goods. I'll let Genocide Jack have control. Again, I feel so. Someone get that girl a blanket. Good lord. Who put that thermostat down to 58?
In her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
Oh, Toko. Well, there was your first mistake, girl.
She told me a most interesting story.
Let's just reveal my good old deep dark
She
secrets.
said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
Let's just reveal my deepest, darkest secret to, like, the one boy who could literally care less about exposing me to everyone. No, it's
and that
it's a
trepidation
good idea.
is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
He's so handsome, what could go wrong, right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
Toko, you don't
You literally could have told like anyone else, and they probably would have kept quiet about it. Literally anyone else.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
So she is convinced that Jack did it. Byakuya, the real G.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh, Byakuya. Get Toko, you can't just trust the boys' word. But Byakuya, come on, man. You can't just play with girls' feelings like that, even if she is the worst character. You can't do that, my man.
That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Glad to hear, Japanese. Best of two, my man. This is a saucy trial. It's a good time.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person?
Oh, snap, boys.
You don't mean...
Oh, we sure do, Toko. Toko's body lump. Thank you. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
In the flesh, in the full, with the goods and the sauce flowing to and fro. Missed a lot what happened last time you played this, so I'm only half in the loop, but I'm still invested. Oh. It's...
Yes! What the heck? So
It
you
is...
figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Mm-hmm. The other tongue game disconcerted you, just went, oh, yep. I mean, we're in the goods now, my boys. We are in the goods now. And such a treat.
What the fuck is this?
It's such a treat to see the blonde folks see it.
Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's all good.
She's so intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
It's just like incredible how she does that with her irises too.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
I wish mine could look like paramecium, but red.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
She's got frog eyes. You know, the voice actress can't put your finger on it. Well, I can say, I love her performance as Genocide Jill. And also, she actually voices someone else in this game. I don't want to say who, but she actually voices more than one person in this game. And she, like, knocks it out of the park with them, too. Oh, yeah, okay, I think that's it. Yeah, Aaron Fitzgerald. I think you're right. Honestly, Lapras, like, same though. The things she could do with that tongue. End comment. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might
You're so
be the
pleasant.
mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds.
There we go. Case closed, fellas. We can pack it up. Let's get out of here.
Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
I mean, you're not wrong. Like, the fact that she's still not caught is kind of concerning.
Maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
Oh, you poor thing.
Just kidding again.
I love that laugh so much.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Hold it.
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed.
Okay, I guess that's okay. That's actually a pretty solid motive. Byakuya, I'll give that to you, my man. I'll give that to you, my man.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting.
And I do like that they made Makoto's such a lame secret, because then it kind of like, I don't know, at least for me, whenever I see that, it always makes me think like, oh, well, you know, sure, the secrets might be embarrassing, but they can't be that bad. But then you have heckin' Toko's secret is like, literally, if this gets exposed, I will go to prison for the rest of my life. Or just be straight up, like, executed, you know? Like, it does make me wonder how extreme everyone else's are. Is everyone else just as lame as Makoto, or who else could potentially have one as terrible as Toko's?
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
What is Byakuya's? Is Byakuya's terrible secret that he smiled once? Most likely.
Huh?
I think that's what one of you guys said.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Don't think minors could be executed in Japan. I mean, yeah, I don't think they can be executed here too, either, as far as I'm aware, unless board politics. Oh no, get me out of here. But
Maybe
I mean, either way,
so,
for sure, like
it's the truth.
completely ruined, you know.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster!
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said. I need to get some more details about all of this. Okay, so we have desk lamp, dead body status, disappearing stain, and I feel like status of dead body.
I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking!
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
That's probably
What
it.
more proof do we need?
That's probably it, but I just want to double check. Thank you, Genocide Jill.
Give it up. You killed her.
Okay. I need to, yep.
Sorry, but I...
You say that, but do you really expect any of...
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murder, the modus operandi matches
Boom.
complete. What more proof?
Oh no!
do we
Oh,
need?
was I? Oh god! I think I was. Okay, hold
Give
up.
it up.
You killed her.
I goofed. Forgive me. I'll have to use the spacebar thing.
But I didn't kill anyone!
You say that, but do you really...
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
I'm glad that shooting the purple at least does give you some
When you
additional.
compare your past murders to the modus
Time.
operandi
Okay.
matches completely.
Boom! I did.
No, that's wrong.
Oh, see Paradox.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same?
Wait,
I'm not so sure about that.
I don't know why I was saying about Paradox. I'm just reading Zach's. See, Zach. You have a good one, my boy. Good lord. I'm such a mess this afternoon, man. I don't know what my deal is. But you have a good one, dude.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
So direct to the point.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things.
I mean, she is the ultimate murderer, so, you know.
Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Shout out to the localization team.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
Oh, so that's a little funky. Paradox. What are you doing, EA? Get out of here with that.
There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference between the Moitas, and it's the fatal injury.
For one,
I didn't see a scissor
the
in
cause of
sight.
death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
A very, like, stylish pair of scissors at that. They kind of, like, design-wise, they almost remind me of something like Bayonetta would use for her arts and crafts. I don't know. I get Bayonetta vibes. I don't know why, but I do.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Right, Makoto.
Yes, that is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Yeah, even...
And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
Even if they're trying to save their hide.
That's right.
Someone that
In
nuts
my
wouldn't really
recipe
care.
of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Oh, and that sounds so good because I haven't eaten yet, and now I just really want some pesto pasta. Good
Could you
lord.
please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Thank you, Hero.
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
That's right. The second difference is related to how she was suspended. Well, it was what was used to suspend her.
I got it!
Of course.
Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They'd use some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Those are the ones.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use.
And we haven't seen any scissors in sight.
And
so there we go.
You know what else?
Oh no.
Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
I love it so much. Oh my god. Okay, from now on, Makoto. I'm sorry, my boy, but you are Big Mac. Like, that's actually too good. Thank you, Genocide Jill. Okay, and here's the thing, right? I don't like Toko. I just straight up don't like Toko. I really like Genocide Jill, and I feel bad for saying that because she is literally a serial murderer. She's really fun when she's on screen. I really like Jill. I'm sorry.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one more difference.
But she really is like one of my favorite characters in this game.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case.
Farewell, Big Mac. My new friend is Thick Mac.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There's a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims, and Chihiro didn't fit it? I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro. Because Chihiro was her lover. Because Chihiro's a girl, all the rest were studs. They were boys, they were fellas.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo!
What are you talking about?
In all the genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Yep. All boys, all fellas. Especially that boy on the right-hand side. He got cheekbones for days. He's a stud. There's no end to it.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
Little men.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
Which is funny because I know earlier during our free time, I think Toko was going at Hifumi specifically for the like smutty guy on guy and girl on girl stuff. So I'll just kind of makes me wonder if she's developed that sort of like attitude towards that kind of stuff because of Jill. I don't know. Maybe though. Who knows?
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Back again with the cooking.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
And again, you know, it's not wrong.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly cur?
Give it to him, Jill.
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
Also an extremely valid point, like...
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
And again, Bianca, we haven't seen a single scissor in sight, my boy.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
But then Hifumi, do you really think that little old noodle arm Toko / Jill would be capable of wielding that thing as a weapon? I mean, maybe. Who knows? Maybe having the ability to make Horcruxes also gives you gains. I don't know. I'm not experienced. I couldn't tell you. But as far as I'm aware, it's not how it works.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Uh-oh.
Da-da-da-da!
Well, okay. Jill, I was trying to go out on a limb and say, like, hey, at least we haven't seen any scissors, but then you just have to just undo all that. Thank you.
She's fully equipped!
Also, how?
That's right!
Where?
So I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you, gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Except we have several boys who have now looked at that file. There is one person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. And I think we know just who it is. It's none other than Danny Sexbang! Get him out of here! What a boy! Why would you do such a thing? How dare him? Yeah, it's Byakuya. It's Byakuya, come on.
Answer.
Showdown
Byakuya,
time.
It's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus,
also, we're
you've
getting...
already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
I would like to see what would happen if you selected yourself. I might have to do that. I want the good points, and I want to get like all the tokens from a case, but I might have to like restore the save and just like see what happens. That'd be really interesting, Paradox.
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Uh-oh, no
Then
response.
the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
Mm-hmm.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Good lord, that face. Please no. Also, I mean, he was being all pompous and like, ooh, it's just a game. Only the fittest survive. You all boys better watch your back. It's not a co-op. Every man for himself. I'm gonna murder someone. Basically verbatim.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
And he's so happy about
and
it.
I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Like, literally the day that we met you, but, you know.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
It's like Niagara Falls down there. Imagery. Imagery paradox. No, thank you.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
True, Makoto. Thank you, Makoto, because I wouldn't have even really picked up on that.
I should have
Specifically.
naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say?
Also, you gotta realize we're like 15 and 16, maybe 17. Who knows what our actual age is, even though it's probably canonically somewhere written down. We're also horn dogs.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Oh, but how would you know that the victim was Chihiro if you hadn't discovered the body yet?
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
She told me literally.
On the contrary.
Yeah.
There's something very strange.
How'd you already know that it was Chihiro? How'd you already know it's a girl?
Okay, then.
It hadn't been announced
What's
yet.
so strange about it? Go ahead. Share with the rest of the class.
Yeah. Ooh. Absolutely. Can add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the left mouse button, you'll memorize that weak spot. Chihiro is gonna come in clutch for this. Oh no. Memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. You shoot or change the truth bullet, it'll disappear from the truth cylinder, so then we'll probably have to memorize it again, right? Okay, so you can use this as many times as you want. Okay. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to... Oh god, so now every single weak spot is also a potential truth bullet, on top of the ones that we already have. Okay. Yep. So this is where I can scan statements, yep. If you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Okay. So this, to me, this is like the coolest mechanic of the game. This is the one that really expands the logic that you're having to work with. And I really dig it. And I'm a little nervous because I don't know if I'll be able to...
You said Byakuya was acting kind
Here,
of
let's-
weird before we found the body.
I'll just take it just in
But
case.
he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you absolutely take it.
100%.
That's a natural reaction for any guy. The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
Hold on.
What's so strange about that? I wish you'd taken me with you.
Oh, you feel me? Get out of here. Okay. Yep. Okay, so they are. This is the
you said
tutorial, thankfully.
Byakuya was acting kind of weird, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to
Okay.
check...
That's a natural reaction. The victim was Chihiro.
Bada boom, bada bing.
No, that's wrong.
I'm glad that they made that like pretty easy, at least for the first one. I do appreciate that game. Thank you.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was.
Mm-hmm.
So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
We'll take the praise. We'll take the praise.
Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Is it though?
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
That's not really how like a rebuttal works. You don't just say, you're right, but there's more. Just give me more. I feel like you're supposed to make like a counter argument and then refute. Anyway. Yeah, thank you, Paradox. Somebody needs to give those hands to Hifumi, man. What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents.
It's like that guy who was caught stealing that Dead Cells review for IGN.
The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Plot twist, that guy's name from IGN was also Byakuya. It's crazy how these things work. Life imitates art, as it turns out. Differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Well, let's see what the game is wanting to give us. Library desk lamp, Celeste's account. Disappearing stain. What was... Can I look at Celeste's account real quick?
What? The difference between the case...
Okay, I'm gonna check out Celeste's account just to make sure I know what... Celeste's account was that Chihiro was going out at night with the duffel bag and the coat, right? And the jacket, I should say. On way to exercise, but the clothes were not... But the clothes weren't found at the crime scene. Celeste not told anyone other than the coat about this encounter. Okay.
You want me to explain it again?
Mm-hmm.
When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
There it is, probably.
No, that's wrong.
What could it be? It's almost like some kind of
Actually,
extension
I'm
cord.
pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
There it is.
What? An extension cord?
Oh, what?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Earth Sea map will always be the most painful to complete. It's not too bad if you just go to each, one of the islands that are on the map that haven't been labeled yet. Or like maps that like you see in the distance that don't correlate to like where you've seen them on the map. I don't know. I haven't had too many issues with the Earth Sea map. Because thankfully the game, once you find all the landmarks and all those locations, it like auto-completes the rest of the water and stuff. So actually, I don't mind the Earth Sea map too much.
And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time?
It can be a pain in the butt to just swim from place to place though, so I will give it that, for sure, Lapras.
Went missing after the murder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you hit all landmarks, it auto-completes.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
But, yeah, I mean,
Byakuya
guys, come
must
on.
be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
I am surprised this is just now coming up, my boys. But, I mean, hey, you know what? Everyone, at least we finally reached it here, like, an hour into our trial.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
I mean, it sounds solid to me. He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. Byakuya was jealous of Chihiro. He wanted to be Makoto's waifu.
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
He saw all that free time we were spending with Chihiro, and he was just not about it. He was like, when are you gonna spend when are you gonna let me give you my skill to use in these trials?
I don't disagree with
Makoto?
not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game,
Don't
right?
disagree with that.
So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
I think you're right, Makoto. I think we still haven't uncovered
really need
everything
to?
about this.
We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath.
And he's like so adamant that it's him.
What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now, there's something in there that concerns me. I mean, scene of the crime.
I got it!
It's gotta be. There's still so much about the scene that doesn't
in the girls'
add
locker
up.
room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown.
Byakuya, just really hammering it in. Okay, we get
She was
it.
found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
He's so condescending. God, I love Byakuya, man.
Well,
I really do.
I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did that just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
I love seeing Byakuya like off kilter. I can get him, Makoto, get him. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I mean, we've got a couple things. Focus on those things that got switched. For sure the posters, but then also the rug. But I think the poster is more obvious, so we'll present that.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange?
Big-boobed supermodel.
Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Thank you for your just biting commentary, Jill. What would we do without
Meanwhile,
you? Truly.
The boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado.
They're also all protagonists for the new Yu-Gi-Oh season. At least to me.
Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
Oh, snap.
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
We sure are. And also, I'm wondering, too, what would have happened if we had presented the rugs. Because, I mean, those were obviously, at least to us, were, like, switched. They had to have been. So, like, I wonder if we had, like, done this conversation first, and then Makoto would bring up the posters on his own? Or if that was, like, set order that I had to do that. And I don't know. I'm curious, though.
Protein coffee?
Oh, you know what? Yeah, Archmage, you're right. They need at least like 40 colors in their hair, and I guess they do also need like random, just like chunks of hair that don't seem attached in any way, but just kind of do their own thing. So you're right. I'm a fraud, man. Forgive me.
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet.
Some protein coffee.
But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not the stain that was scrubbed away. It was moved. It was moved to the billiards room. Oh wait, I totally passed by it. Boys' locker room carpet. There we go.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too?
It sure does.
Like, why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body.
Which is interesting for sure. Kind of like using this obvious evidence against yourself to like, to potentially throw people off and actually use it for yourself to hide the murder.
By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room,
Then what was Chihiro doing
then
in there?
how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
Thank you, Celeste.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
Oh, is that Hiro about to hit us with them facts? Go for it, my
I
man.
highly doubt that.
Also, Celeste, I'm like right there with you. But no, man, Hiro's got this. I can feel it. Hit us with them.
Shut up!
Come
I'm
on.
telling you,
You got
I
this.
know how she could have done it.
For the first time in my life, and probably the only time in my life, Hiro, I have faith in you. Let us hear it. Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gone into the boys' locker room somehow? Okay. Locker room carpet, broken e-handbook, 2 locker room posters. I feel like if any of those, maybe it's the
Is it really possible?
e-handbook that we were gonna
Could
need.
Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook! She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
Maybe,
No,
maybe,
I don't
but
think that's it.
would she have had the tools
She
to do
used
that?
the thing that was in the main hall.
Oh, Hiro! Oh,
What thing?
Hiro,
I'm talking
okay.
about Leon's handbook, of course.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
Well, remember how the locker rooms were
No,
accessed
I
after
don't
all?
think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Sakura. I mean, she has. Well, I mean, Sakura, you've been struck silent literally this like entire trial, so I guess nothing's really changed, huh?
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one.
Yeah, it's over still just like a really weird gray area.
In other
I don't
words,
think anyone really
you could
gets
borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
Well, also, it's good to know.
So,
Good
if
to know.
she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook,
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just wrong?
Or
It
perhaps.
seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Or perhaps maybe she didn't
Okay then,
need
I
to
vote
borrow
for
one to begin with.
Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room, and Byakuya's the only one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second.
Uh-oh,
I
Kyoko.
agree with you, though. I
Deus
think
Ex
you're on the right
Kirigiri,
track.
Mana.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Oh, actually,
Wait.
yeah.
Just what do you think you're doing?
This is new.
Don't worry.
Actually,
This will make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
I mean, he's all after that entertainment value, so
well,
heck yeah.
all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Huh? For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Like, yo, I found this sick plant. That's pretty cool, right, guys? All right, back to the trial.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
She takes us to the warehouse. Yo, you guys see all these potatoes they got in here? It's pretty dope. All right, back to the trial. Let's go back. But you know what? No, it's a great idea, Kyoko. It was probably getting very stuffy in there. At least if I had been there, I'm like a Mr. Heat generator monster. So I know for Sowetan, I would be just a big old sweaty mess if I were in there. Oh, back to the scene of the crime, huh?
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
Oh, you want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her
Oh
carefully.
no. You feel me?
Like using our hands?
We will let literally anyone but you do this.
No way.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
I'm sure it is. I'm
Very
sure it
well.
is.
I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
That's fair. That's fair.
So just leave this to me.
You know what, Sakura? You're probably like the one person that trusted this, so yeah. Go for it.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
But Allie, I'm noticing that you were deflecting the question, so like... Anyway.
Okay, here I go.
Except,
I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
You know, you never know, Sakura. Chihiro might be okay with it. Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Paradox? Heck no, man. Sakura is a beautiful, strong, independent woman, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this...
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
I mean, it's enough to turn her into Sans Undertale. Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
what?
Is a boy.
Chihiro's a boy. Chihiro wouldn't need to borrow a handbook to get to the boys' locker room because her handbook just gives her access to the boys' locker room. She's following all the rules.
So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact.
Is that it? You feel me?
What?
There it is.
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was a guy?
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat.
And most likely,
Fujisaki was totally a guy.
Then he was a cross-dresser?
did I fall into the...
I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
Well, here's the again, guys. I am aware of like the overarching story beats, so like I know what's up with Chihiro, but also it doesn't change the fact Chihiro's like one of the best characters. I love Chihiro with every fiber of my being, and that doesn't change that. I love him. Chihiro's great. I miss him. I was asking Paradox. Gotcha.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
Well, I mean, hey, she wasn't wrong, was she? Definitely does make things a little interesting.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial. Ahem. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
But yeah, I mean, going back to Makoto's point, I mean, that really does just lend so much credibility to his argument that it didn't take place in the girls' locker room.
We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy, the thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Implying that you were checking him out, Byakuya.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
You can say that again, Byakuya. I mean, because like,
he's off in his own little world.
implying that he's never not in his own world, you feel me? But also, like, I mean, Aoi might be still convinced that's Byakuya, but I mean, I would hope that most other people would start being like, oh, well, if Byakuya wasn't even aware that Chihiro was in the boys' locker room to begin with, and like,
What about you, Makoto?
was he really responsible?
After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I...
Do you know, I'm gonna play Danganronpa V3, since Blanc's VA did some interesting lines for it. Do you know if I need to play 1-2 before playing V3, or is V3 its own thing? If I'm not mistaken, Paradox, I think V3 is its own story, but... And don't quote me on this because I haven't played 2, 3, or Despair Girls, so this is just like from what I've heard on the backwaters. I think it's one of those cases where if you play the past games, then yeah, exactly. Thank you, Archmage. Then you'll pick up on the different nods and references to 1 and 2, but it is like its own standalone story for the most part. So, but that said too, if you do want to play 2, then you should absolutely play 1, because if I'm not mistaken, 2 does pick up like where 1 leaves off. So, thanks, Arch and Arch.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery.
Almost like he's kind of egging us on to expose all
the way he's acting,
facts.
it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt.
Unless he's playing reverse psychology. He's just trying to make it so obvious that it's not obvious.
He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you.
You go take a leak? Don't want to stop watching. It's too good. Sounds good, my man. Well, yeah, we'll probably be here for another probably an hour and a half or so. I'll probably go a little later because again we started a little late from what I wanted to start. So yeah, I mean, hey man, take as much time as you need.
And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
I guess I'll not lead everyone to choose me and then just have everyone die except the murderer.
Correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
But why, man? Why would
Are you fucking with us right now?
Thank you, Mondo.
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Hashtag let Byakuya say fuck.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Hero, have you not been paying attention to the last? Well, okay. Why am I even questioning if Hero's been paying attention or not? Of course, he hasn't
If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
When it's life or death, man, we can't just rush into these things, Hero.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
It's debatable,
We
Hero.
still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I think we shall, good sir. But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. Alright. I mean, it's the killer's... There's one thing we know. It's the killer's genocide Jack. We're going back to that. No, it has to be a guy. Again, how else would they have access to the boys' locker room? Yeah, there's no available handbook that leads to the guy's bathroom. Hero has a mind of its own. It's just literally that scene from SpongeBob. He's just literally in a constant state of, the inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. Spilt milk. Just, that's Hero, 24/7. That's how it works. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Find them we shall. Hopefully. Maybe. Alright. This lamp, spring stain. I'm feeling Celeste's account.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
That rotating text a little hard
Sure,
to
if someone
read there.
saw the killer,
Taka.
they would have said something by now.
You're not wrong, Hero.
Perhaps
Thank
someone
you.
saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Maybe Celeste's
It's
account.
over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim?
Chihiro.
The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
You're triggering his inner gamer. Oh. Nobody even saw the victim before. Well, okay, so yeah, it's definitely Celeste's account.
Clue that might
lead us to who did it?
Well, okay, I think the other one was. Hold up.
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a...
I'm sure if someone
I think it was
saw the
Owie.
killer, they would have said something.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Oh, what a tease. Oh, whoop. Don't scare me like that.
Shoot.
Oh, okay. My bad. Hey, my bad. I'm missing out on some tokens
there a
now.
Single clue that might lead
Okay,
us to who did it?
No, not Celeste's account either. I really think it's Celeste's account. I do have some ideas, Sakura. Oh man, okay, and now I'm being hasty. This is the first time I'm messing up. I'm messing up on the
single clue
thing.
that might
Okay.
lead us to who did it?
I might have to take one of these too.
Clues are one
Forgive me,
thing,
Pa.
but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Can we have that?
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Right.
Even
Celeste.
that might be enough for now.
Right, Celeste.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over.
But
You want
nobody-
to know who saw the killer?
Oh.
And only the killer.
No, that's wrong.
Okay, that's not where I was expecting to use that, but okay, we'll take that. We'll take that.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Also, just want to throw it out there. He saw, I mean, I could see Hero frying his brain cells from his daily routine of sticking a fork in electrical outlets, maintain that hairdo. Absolutely. Honestly, maybe there's like a little bit of the devil's cabbage involved as well.
Now that you
Won't put
mention
it
it,
past him.
yes, I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
In the dormitory.
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
Yeah, that's another valid point. I didn't even think about where did it go?
It
God, I'm
seems
so bad
likely
about
that the
remembering
culprit destroyed them to
clues
get
and
rid of
evidence.
any
Good lord.
Evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
Right.
So,
right.
Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Well, now that makes sense. He wouldn't even be able to step into the workout room with you guys.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Right.
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship! The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
We sure do.
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
Okay, so Kyoko.
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Should it? Oh, Kyoko, I'm gonna
Are
need some
you
more
sure
answers.
about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
Well, it looks like the track jacket's blue. I don't know if that helps things at all.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
Again? Okay, white duffel bag, blue jacket.
The bag was Just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Right.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from.
Oh, hold up. So if we know which tracksuits were missing from the pile?
Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
If we could figure out which ones are missing, then maybe we could figure out who took the other jacket, and then if we can find someone who has the jacket in possession,
Perhaps.
we can figure out who.
Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Honestly, I don't know, and I don't remember. I legit. Track jacket really holds some clue about the killer. Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Okay, we're just going right into it again. Hopefully, I don't screw up twice. Hopefully. Chihiro was spending a lot of time with him in the laundry room. That's true. They were hanging out in the laundry room. It's not really a workout room,
First
but
of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask...
Oh, I probably should have stolen that.
Why did he choose the specific
I wasn't even paying attention to
tracksuit
what
that
my
he did?
truth bullet was.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit
Actually.
personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Oh, so
Did any of that really help us get any closer to
Oh, I
figuring
don't-
out who the culprit is?
No
way.
Ooh.
Not a chance.
Okay, I'm a little. This is gonna take a little bit
You
of
heard him,
experimenting
right?
with,
What
actually.
he just said without even realizing it?
Oh wait. Oh wait, no, I did. Okay, thank you, Kyoko. That's all you needed to tell me.
First of all, we
Because
know where Chihiro was headed.
Because
He was on
Celeste,
his
we
way to
saw
go
the
exercise.
screenshot from Celeste,
So next we
but
have to
Celeste
ask,
never actually said the color.
why
Only
did
we
he
know the color
choose the
because we're as the
specific
viewers.
tracksuit that he
We
did?
saw the cutscene.
What do you
sort of.
mean, the specific tracksuit?
Hold up.
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is...
Oh, yep, I
the
got
killer
your
was
image.
wearing the same blue tracksuit
Oh
as
no,
him?
what? Oh,
My
thank you.
tracksuit is black.
Oh god dang it! I wanted to. Ah.
I don't
God damn.
even have a tracksuit.
Okay, I know what I need. I was just.
I got it
For some reason, I thought
Any of
holding
that
right
really help us?
No way.
was gonna memorize the thing.
Not a
My bad.
chance.
You
I
heard him
goofed.
right.
I did. I got it.
First of all, he was on his way. So
Okay.
next we.
Why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean?
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was.
Okay.
So, what you're saying
this one,
the
this
killer
one.
was wearing the same blue tracksuit
Here we
as
go.
him?
Here we go.
My tracksuit
Hubba.
is black.
Wait, what?
Shoot!
Okay, because here's what I'm thinking, right? There's no way that Mondo should know that the tracksuit's blue because Celeste never actually said the color of the tracksuit. Unless I gotta go the
First of all,
reverse
we
and I have
know
to
where
get black and
Chihiro
then go
was
to
headed.
blue.
He was on his way to go exercise.
Right, exercise.
So
I
next
still.
we have to ask,
Why did he choose this?
What do you mean, the specific...
I got it! He picked that. It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
Unless I just use Celeste's account.
So, what you're saying is...
Maybe
the
this.
killer was
Okay, hold
wearing
up.
the same blue tracksuit...
That's what it was.
No, that's wrong.
I was just thinking too much. Again, that memory thing, it's gonna mix me up. I'm gonna want to keep using it. Okay.
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
Some stuffing a track jacket. She didn't. Yep. That's what it was. She didn't say anything about the color.
she never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
Uh-oh.
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
Uh-oh,
Before we
boys.
began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
How did you know that,
Because
Mondo?
I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
I mean, you know, we've been wandering around. We've been, I guess, other people have taken tracksuits and stuff. It's not out of the question that he, at some point, maybe saw Chihiro take the tracksuit. I mean, again, Chihiro was also being very secretive about meeting someone to exercise.
No, that can't be it. The bag
But
and
still.
clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died.
Right.
That's the only possibility.
Right, and if Celeste did, there's a chance Mondo did too.
Cherry?
Also,
Are
yeah, really.
you talking about Chihiro?
I'm definitely digging Big Mac a lot more than Cherry.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night.
Mhm.
He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According
Well,
to Celeste's
yeah.
testimony,
Now he's just lying.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did.
Oh, sneaky.
Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit.
Sneaky, sneaky.
That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Dang, girl.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him. I'm gonna... The way he was acting? What was more suspicious? The way... I mean, Mondo, I feel like he's always been... I feel like he's... Oh, well... acting? No?
There was a certain turning
Oh.
point. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and
Oh.
women differently.
The part... Yeah, that's... Thank you, Archmage. I was just about to say, yep.
You only call guys dude.
Yeah.
For girls, it's chick.
And I did... When he did that, actually, I did make a little point to kind of emphasize the dude.
And after he was killed,
But then
you happened to
change
refer
the
to
subject.
him as dude. Once I picked up on that,
Yeah.
it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
Yep.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one.
I read that as fruitful, though. No, I'm not the fruitful
Not
one.
nearly
That's
as frightful
Cherry.
as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that's the one, Arch. Yep. I was trying to be sneaky about it.
Mondo,
Maybe.
was it really you?
No. It's me.
Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
I mean, you are a criminal, kind of. I mean, you're a gang leader. I'm assuming you're also a
Never do
criminal.
something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come.
Oh, that's right. Hifumi said he had some evidence.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Also, I got that. Shout out to Hifumi's voice actor too, because I love that back and forth
What kind of evidence?
with his justice voice.
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Hey, we'll take anything, Hifumi.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
This is the ghost of your social graces.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Oh. It... Is it Chihiro's, right? It's gotta be Chihiro's.
We know
She's got the
Chihiro's
Prison Island.
handbook was
Can't wait to watch the
missing from
cut.
the scene
Oh.
of the crime, right?
And Lapras is such a great cutscene. Very nice, my man.
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
Really
I
now?
imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
Art. You're killing me. You killed me with that. Kudos to you, my boy.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
As a matter of fact, it would take just one critical overlooked flaw with them to
And
break
yet,
them that we still don't
this
know
one
about.
does appear to be broken, as is
First time you played the game, you thought it was
sitting
yeah.
useless in the main hall.
Hey, I don't blame you, man. I mean, it's like everything leading up to that moment feels like it's sort of the climax to the game, and in a way, it's the climax to like the first act.
For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
But yeah, I don't blame you, man.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere?
Sounds like there
How
is.
precisely did the handbooks get broken?
How did the handbooks break? I mean, we've already known by hacking it, by exploiting a bug, no, by hitting his weak point.
got it!
Monokuma has specifically said that they
You already
have
told
one
us before
glaring
that the handbook
flaw.
has one weak point, didn't you?
And you have to use the truth bullet. You just gotta shoot it right in the GABA.
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
It's the power of prose that unveils us all in the end.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
I think that's fair.
But
It's fair to
if
ask.
I tell you and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
It would be very not good. Well, just tell us and then, like, prohibit us from, like, put a rule in that says that we can't intentionally break our handbooks.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Dude, you're the headmaster. Just make a rule. You're the one in charge.
Then allow
Whatever.
me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
Literature.
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
And who do we know? That was having a showdown in extremely hot temperatures.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna. The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh?
That actually is kind of nuts, isn't it?
It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
So if you went into a sauna dehydrated, would that actually cause you to burn? I mean, I guess dehydrated to the point where you just wouldn't be able to sweat, which maybe if you even get to that point where your body isn't capable of sweating, period, I mean, maybe you'd be like long gone anyway, but...
If the
So that's
hot
kinda crazy,
air of
huh?
the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Huh.
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around.
That's actually really cool to know, because, like, again, legit, I've been in a sauna a couple times, and, like, that's such a thing that you feel. Like, it's when you're, like, still, that's when it feels the best, but then when you start, like, moving around and stuff, then, like, it's not very pleasant, but yeah, then again, when you go to a standstill, it's actually, like, a pretty decent time.
So when you're in a sauna,
Yeah.
make sure to keep nice and still.
You may be a nefarious mastermind trying to get kids to murder one another, but I can appreciate a man who gives me some cool trivia. Thank you, Monokuma.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Me too, Taka. This has just been a learning experience, hasn't it? Hey, Bitterfish, how's it going, my boy? But also, yeah, I love the second half of Xenoblade. All the Mechonis songs in general are just so incredible. But yeah, I guess I had to kind of acknowledge what you guys have been talking about. Yeah, I love the way that the game it has like a couple different plots and motivations that like morph into one another, and I love how like simple it starts with the whole not betrayal, but the whole like revenge arc, but then it transitions into bigger and bigger, grander things, going from a revenge plot to, hey, let's like unveil this corruption in an empire, to, hey, let's slay God himself. It's just like, I guess it's more of like a traditional JRPG format for a narrative, but like I'm always a sucker for it, and it's just done so well. It's done so well.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, back to Danganronpa. Forgive me, Pa.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
As if he'd already experienced it before.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
Although, I feel like this does kind of open up the doors. Was it Mondo, really? Or was it Taka?
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why.
Right.
And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that?
We've got two fiery boys right here,
I
man.
don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I might know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
It was Taka. It was Taka. But no, because, as we saw, Taka wasn't wearing his clothes. But Hiro was. It was Danny's sex. Okay, enough of that gag. Because we know it was Kyoko. No, but legit, Mondo's the only guy who's still wearing his coat and his pants.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
I'm sorry, Taka.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Shouts to this
when
music.
It was all over, Mondo
Such a great
discovered
track.
that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond a shadow of a doubt. Right, yeah, and I love, dude, Arch, I love the towel on his hair. It's so good. Oh god, we have a lot, don't we? Hold up. I wanna, because we haven't used Aoi's account yet. I'm assuming we don't have to use every single truth bullet that we end up collecting. But I can't remember what her account was. Okay. So we're probably not using that one.
If what he says is correct,
Yeah, card
then
reader,
Mondo,
broken E
you
handbook.
broke your own handbook.
Interesting.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Makoto.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oh no!
See?
I lost 10
Look!
seconds from that. Oops.
Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Okay, so I'm gonna... Don't want to believe Mondo might have actually killed someone, but I found something that proves it beyond shadow of doubt. Okay.
Let's
Yeah,
test
so I think
Makoto's
it is
assertion.
just the broken E
If
handbook.
what he says is
truthfully.
correct, you broke your own handbook.
Give me those seconds, por
In other
favor.
words, if Mondo's handbook
Especially
is
with like how
actually
many
broken, then
purple
that proves
text
that
things there
what
were.
Makoto said is right.
God, I love the way she
Well,
said
my
Makoto.
goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
Can we see it then? Would you let us take a look at it, Mondo, if it works just fine?
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
But nobody else would have doubted that it would have broken because of the trial that he went
That's
through.
right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that
That's gotta be
violate the
it.
school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Again, girl. Nothing wrong with borrowing from a dead person,
Well,
apparently.
Here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting.
I mean, it is kind of the crutch behind this even taking place to begin with, so yeah, I'm sure he would be totally fine with allowing it.
Decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so.
Yeah, you can just show us your handbook.
I'm
And
happy
then,
to admit I made a mistake, but
yeah, and then we can clear the air and move on. Find out who really did it.
Bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong.
Oh, no.
You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Taka, no.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning?
From the
That way,
beginning.
everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Is it time for comic book time? It is. All right. I love this track too. Okay. So we have Chihiro in the warehouse. Celeste walks in. I love that panel. That's great. Okay. So we need... I'm assuming the scene of Chihiro putting the bag in? This, maybe. I'm feeling... I think it's that one. Let's double check what the hint says. Yeah, Celeste saw. Okay. So it should be this. I hope. Some things are like a little ambiguous, so it always makes me a little nervous. Just a tad nervous, but I think we'll do this. Okay, so she says goodbye to Celeste. Goes out. We're at the locker room scene. Something everyone has that you need to get into locker rooms. Right. So Chihiro has his handbook in just fine. He goes to meet with the killer. I'm not feeling that. Maybe it might be this. It might be this. It might be the killer using their working handbook. Excuse me. Or it might be, no, not girls. Oh, it might be the, oh man. Okay, let's see what the hint says. Which locker room did Chihiro go? Oh, okay. So, well, I'm glad I saw that hint. Otherwise, I might not have, aha. Nope, there it is. There it is. Okay. I'm glad I looked at the hint. So it says hi. Chihiro with the locker. So I saw one of the panels had the killer with the dumbbell. God, I always mix up barbell and dumbbell, man. I'm assuming it's this one. Let's see. Weapon the killer used. I think, well, yeah. Because this has to be the aftermath, so I think we should be in the clear. But yeah, it's, you know, again, like Paradox, this whole segment makes me very like nervous, but it is a really cool concept, like piecing everything together from beginning to end, you know? Byakuya looks like a demented member of the Beatles in here. I wanna see Byakuya. Where will we? Oh God! Oh Jesus Christ! Oh, get him out of here! Get that light Yagami out of his house. Anyway, I'm wasting time. Wow, we still have a lot of panels, huh? Okay, so. Okay, so we're probably. Let's see. This is all Byakuya stuff. We don't have to worry about that. It's probably the poster. All right, blood splattering. Yep, onto the poster. Barbell hits the rug, stains the rug. Oh man. Okay, so Act 3. This is where, so the killer moves the poster and the rug. Rolls up the poster. I'm assuming, or no, sorry, rolls up the rug. I'm assuming this is the poster. As well as something else, yep. The poster. Grabs Chihiro. Uses the crystal ball from the previous case to chuck Chihiro through the door. That's not correct. Let's see. I'm assuming girls. Right? Yep, okay. Good. Goes in. This is showing maybe the poster going back up, like maybe them putting the pieces of the crime scene back into the room. I'm thinking this poster one. Let's see. Took something from the other locker room and switched it at seeing the crime. Yep. Wait. It doesn't have the boy band poster, does it? I don't think it does. No, okay, so it has to be the... Okay. I hope this is right. Why did Byakuya tie him up to the exercise equipment, though? And that's still kind of the weird thing. Like, why would Byakuya even involve himself if he's not the killer? But we have the boy himself. Act 4. Okay, so, God, good lord. Good lord, Byakuya. I feel like it does very much capture his, like, the inner machinations of the boy. Okay, so he comes in, he's like, ooh, time for me to be a boy and play with me toy. God, oh. God, it's so messed up, Byakuya. I'm assuming this will be the sauce, yeah. What he used to disguise, wait, what did he use to disguise what had happened? What did he use to disguise what happened? Maybe that's supposed to be the extension cord? I thought this would be him writing Bloodlust on the wall. Maybe not, though. Oh, well, he brought the extension cord, of course. Yeah. He brought the extension cord. I wanna say this is him writing Bloodlust on the wall, but maybe not. This is like a copy of this. Right, seeing what did he use to disguise what had happened. I guess it's gotta be this, right? Use Bloodlust to make it look like a Genocide Jack case. Then we're back to Killer, Mr. Killerman himself. Assuming we don't, so we won't need those. I don't think we... Ooh. Where did the killer go after they were done? Well, they would have... Where would the killer have gone? Oh man. Ooh, I'm iffy on... Oh, the sauna. Yeah, okay. That's right, because yeah, he would have destroyed Chihiro's handbook. That's it. Okay. I was saying, like, why would he already destroyed his handbook. Why would he need to go back? But no, he needs to destroy Chihiro's. And of course, when the handbook got into the sauna, then I believe... At first, I thought this was the envelope that had the, like, weird... like, the envelope from the library for some reason that had the, like, weird talk about the outside or whatever was going on. Okay, but I think this is good.
Here's exactly what happened.
Let's see if I done goofed.
First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct?
Correct.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag.
Okay, good, good, good.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste?
I love the eye panel.
With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room? Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him.
Nani?
It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell,
that quote,
approached the unsuspecting Chihiro,
no, Chihiro,
and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
I mean,
Which
overall,
is
still
why
a
the
really
killer
sloppy
hurried to
job.
try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet, then removing the bloody poster, and finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall.
Which makes me wonder. I wonder which one he picked up to
Using
use.
one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Not that it matters, but I don't know, I'm curious.
And that's exactly how the killer did it.
The big-breasted woman.
With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch.
Act 4.
That could have been the end of things, but no.
But no.
Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime.
God, and that even that is still
He wanted to
just.
create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter.
I can't even imagine
And
taking
around
someone's
the
own
same time
blood
that
to
Byakuya
write
was putting together this facade,
that big of a message, man. Oh,
the killer,
Byakuya.
having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out.
Okay, well, we got them all right. I'll take that.
Isn't
Had to
that
use all the
right,
hints,
Mondo
but
Owada?
Wait. No. This can't be right.
I'm sorry, Taka.
Where's your evidence? Yeah. Where's your evidence?
Taka, come, dude. We've had so much evidence.
You need evidence. You need proof.
Oh no.
Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
The boy's flipping the camera around, it can only mean one thing. Evidence that Mondo's the killer. That already revealed itself earlier in the trial. All I have to do is check that one item of his, and everything will become clear. New elements! Good lord, what else are they gonna stack on? Okay, fever time and nega time. During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the temple will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. So you can push... Okay. However you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out to make the best possible... Okay. Wait for if only you got access to special time. Okay. So nega time must be the opponent's, yep. Opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle. Tempo marker will disappear. Oh god. If you want to activate fever time at that point, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was so worried about. Surprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Okay. Well, maybe I'll save it. I'm assuming nega time will happen at some point during this. I'll try activating it during this and see. During nega time.
Show me some evidence.
See if we
You're
can...
wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False.
Oops, actually screwed up. No.
Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt. Show me some evidence. I won't listen.
Oh god. Oh god, nega time, no.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you.
Oh god. Okay. That was a little tight.
Show me some evidence.
I didn't realize that nega time would literally be like the entire bullet time battle. But we made it through. We only lost a little bit of HP, so I'll take that. I'll take that. I wanted the perfect though,
right,
so I'm a little salty, honestly.
Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's.
Again, so all we need to do is just see the handbook,
In which
man.
case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I did it. I killed him.
And there it is. I mean, hey, you know what? Kudos to Mondo. At least when he knows he's lost, he's lost. Yeah, we're not gonna get a great score. Oh. Nah. There's an A still, but I wanted more points.
Bro, what are you saying?
No, Taka.
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
No, no.
Roger that.
Ooh, we got a paradox confession
Wait, hold on.
in play.
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank.
Innuendos,
Who will you
right up
elect
to the
as
end.
the blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Well, I think we all know now. Mr. Corncob himself.
What?
Yep.
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The blackened that killed Chihiro Fujisaki was... Mondo Owada!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful.
Right to the end, man.
There's no way. No way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
No. Taka. I don't want to ruin it by my terrible voice acting.
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is the sad story of two men. Oh, but for anyone who doesn't really want to hear,
You can hit the control key to pass for the text. Nice fourth wall break, Monokuma. I had to learn about the control key skip earlier when I had to replay through the investigation.
Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki.
I'm going to read this normally. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength.
You're so weak, even though you're a boy.
He'd heard things like that as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on the fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out.
Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy.
But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him. It was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex didn't disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. Oh, no, Chihiro, you're strong. I love you.
Weak, 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 weak.
Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. Almost like straight out of Byakuya's mouth, actually. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which, of course, included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor would fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust into such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
But then he was like, you know what, I'm gonna have the resolve, just give me a little bit of time, guys, and then I'll come clean and I'll own it. I'll make strides to improve and take my identity as my own. And all that was cut short. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right. I want to change.
I'm gonna get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay, I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day, he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his mind and body. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising... Oh, wait, okay, now we're back to actual Monokuma. I'll do...
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask for someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask them to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was Mondo.
Yep, it sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep his secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo is the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to.
And that's what's even worse about this. Like, in a way, even though Mondo is a total rapscallion, like, Chihiro looked up to him. And maybe talking to Mondo about it would help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong.
That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then, that must be why Mondo did what he did. To keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Did what he did? Yeah. So in the end, even though Mondo was still trying to cover his butt and maybe, you know, throw people off with the investigation,
it was very much also just like a last-ditch effort to keep Chihiro's secret intact because he promised to keep it a secret.
Indeed.
That's exactly what I mean.
Wasn't that to cover up what he'd done?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think it was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he'd made to Chihiro.
But...
Man. But how does moving the body keep a secret? Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, it would have been so easy to piece it together. Then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity. Because even when we did suspect the identity, everyone was like so not keen on really examining the body, right? He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and by breaking the handbook. Because yeah, there would have been no reason to get rid of the handbook of all things, unless he wanted to make sure that if people were investigating the other handbooks, they wouldn't have been able to boot up Chihiro's to see that it would boot up and show Chihiro was a boy. Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why did you? Because no matter what, I didn't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's what you think, Taka, but something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone.
You're wrong.
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
To judge others by your own standard is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it.
Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing... burp. That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did? He killed his own brother.
This was a fun game, Ventar. Welcome to the chat, my boy. This is a fun game filled with joy and tribulation and specifically me sobbing into a lean pocket.
Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and riffraffs across the country tremble. But the only reason he had a chance to join a gang in the first place was because of a certain someone.
It's Jotaro.
Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on a motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he irritated him in everything he did.
Oh, imitated, not irritated. My bad. Imitated him in everything he did.
Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, number one in the gang. And his number two, his younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his brother someday, oh, his brother's greatness, his reputation began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul.
Daya and Mondo, Daya and Mondo. Yep. Good old references, man. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya's created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Could someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad.
Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and rumors of the other members of the gang. Which is why...
I
gotta get stronger. Stronger than Daya. Once. Just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes. I gotta come out on top.
And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during that race, tragedy struck. kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon. He geared for victory and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly,
his bro saved him. And it was Mondo's fault.
laying in his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words.
My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry.
Of course he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened.
Hey, kid, the rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. 'Cause it's the team, you and me, put together. It's a promise between men.
He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang. In order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother, he could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that had caused the accident.
First, have to pay respects to Daiwa, por favor. To Daya. I don't know how to pronounce that name, man.
And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who'd bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation for what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead the team so bad, he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I'm
strong. Strong.
And yet,
as soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant.
F sharp to G flat. Thank you, Bentar. You guys, give me a whole symphony of Fs. I appreciate it. And then the lovely... Also, Inara! Hey, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll pick up where Super Genius left off. Mark my words. We'll finish this sucker.
And then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret.
Mondo killed his older brother. No matter what happened, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother had worked to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I'd been carrying around, all would have been for nothing. So that's why.
Not everyone would automatically get that. I guess not. Hey, I'll take the man. I played trumpet for 7 years. Even got my, hold up. Hey, let me just ruin this very extremely heartfelt and sad moment with Mondo to show off my trumpet mouthpiece collection. I love this megatone one the most. Anyway,
that's why
Mondo.
After I saw what Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with a kind of fuzzy uneasiness and just started swirling around. I never felt anything like it before.
Shoutouts to Jomini's being a trumpet boy. Got that good taste. I think we might have gone over this before. I can't remember. But heck yeah, man. You know what's up. Trumpets for life.
I didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while, that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety, way down in my stomach. And it was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. And right there, he told me a secret.
Lapras used to play a mean oboe. Dude, I love oboe bassoon. Are so good. And also, Ventar, I'm not gonna stand for this seriously, my boy. We're gonna hit you with that big old band. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I knew it. The minute you were talking garbage on the trumpets, I immediately knew you had to be low brass. That's just how it works. Like, always like at one another's throats. And how it goes. What'd you play? I'm very curious. Are you a trombone boy? Being anti-trumpet seems like a very trombone thing to say. Anyway, though.
Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry I lied to you.
Oh, you play violin? Oh, and all the power to you. I've always wanted to start. I've always wanted to learn to play violin. Ah, that's so cool. Violin, piano, and French horn are like my top 3 I've always wanted to learn how to play. Tuba and a trombone boy. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me all this all of a sudden? Huh? Because, I mean, you've kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. Oh, I felt like he was exposing the lie I've been living myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong. It can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us?
You piece of...
So, what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I'd never had. So, he was jealous of him. And that jealousy broke him.
What?
You making fun of me? I'm strong. You fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. I felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did he want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to just sit back, let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Damn you!
Why do you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
He just admires him, Mondo.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong! Stronger than you!
You son of a bitch!
I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. Dude! Awesome work, Baderfish. Play piano and cello and accepted into a symphony today? That is so cool, man. I'll have to hear that how that goes. That is incredible. Like, legit awesome work, man. We'll learn flute for obvious reasons. I'm picking up what you're laying down. I'm picking up what you're laying down, Miss Waka. I had the dumbbell in my hand, and I was just staring at him, down on the ground.
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been.
I mean, yeah, you let it get to you, man. There's no excuse for it. And after everything that Chihiro was trying to do to make himself stronger, to make himself better, to own up to it, you were the one person he trusted the most, Mondo.
And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
You didn't just let down Chihiro. You didn't just let down everyone here. Yeah, I can let down your brother. You're a disgrace, Mondo. Get him out of here. He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was the secret. A weakness like that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him! You see, you're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that, he killed another living human in cold blood. He couldn't cut free of his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? 'Cause I sure don't. But yeah, Ventar. I mean, and again, you know, it's Mondo's fault, but ultimately, it's Monokuma. It's the mastermind that's putting these kids up to this. If he hadn't been involved, then they wouldn't do this. They wouldn't succumb to these sort of... to this sort of thing. I can't words. Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead, say that again. I dare you.
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want. Is what I want to say. But unfortunately, I can't do that right now because the time for punishing is fast approaching.
Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
That's what I promised you, right? The blackened that disturbs the peace will be punished.
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Oh, Taka.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
This game is a big sad. A big ol' heckin' sad.
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Here we go, fellas. Here we go. Have the audio turned up too, so we should be all primed, ready to go. Now, I have a fun fact about this one after it's over. Just a great fun fact about this whole ordeal. It's not the right words I should be using, but... The Cage of Death. Here we go. But I need to put something in the FAQ. It's complicated. It's sort of blind, it's sort of not, but we'll get into that. We'll get into that once we wrap this up. Of course, the hula hoop for added effect. Mondo butter, 2 times the fat, and then Mondo, don't put it on your pancake. Oh no, Mondo, don't eat the Mondo butter. Oh Lord. Okay. So that scene. So there is supposedly, and this is straight from the gob of James, otherwise known as the Kinkle Ghost, who is my homie, my roomie. Supposedly there is a mythological story, or yeah, a story. Mythological piece of lore, and I don't know what culture it's from. I want to say it's Japanese. I'm not 100% sure though, but essentially, it's something along the lines of like a boy goes to the woods or whatever, and there's like a tiger, and so the boy has the tiger chase him around and around so much that the tiger turns into butter, and then he takes the butter back and then the family eats it. It's something along those lines. Again, that's like the ultra Cliff Notes version of it, but it's essentially, it's the story of a boy who tricks a tiger into running around circles so fast that it turns to the butter. And I don't really know what the moral of that story is, but it's supposedly this execution is based off of that story. But yeah, so nice of Monokuma to flex his graphic design fingers and get Mondo's own container, right? My brother. Another murder and another execution. I want to feel again. But yeah, so Ventar, to answer that, yeah, I've seen the anime adaptation. That was several years ago. I've watched bits and pieces of Let's Play by a boy named Super Genius, but it has been so long since I've seen anything from this game. I know the main story beats, but like all the details in between I'm like filling in and basically going in blind with those and how to actually do the trials and all that fun stuff. So it's a weird in between being blind and like knowing what's going on. Everyone's lives are taken so lightly here. I feel like I might be going mad. Maybe I'll just lighten up Makoto. As Taka's sad screams invaded our skulls, we were each forced to realize once again. But of course he had to. What a disappointment. This is the end of the game. But Byakuya?
What is this?
You're completely insane. You know that? A game? One of our friends is dead. Do you realize that?
Naturally.
Of course I do. Because this game is life or death.
Hey.
I don't have anything to say to you. I don't have a response except that.
However,
I just don't understand why. Why did you go out of your way to disguise Mondo's crime? And this is, I didn't say anything earlier, Paradox, when you were like questioning why Byakuya even got involved to begin with. Because now Kyoko's gonna go into detail. And the answer, I mean, it's pretty simple. Why? Isn't it obvious? Because I'm a dick. Because this is all a game to me. Because it would just make things more interesting. His voice was calm, emotionless, like the voice of death. It chilled me to the bone. Last night, when the murder took place, I was in the library as usual.
Honestly.
So you ignored the nighttime rule, too. That rule never mattered to me. I don't recall agreeing to it.
There is nothing to be done.
Well, I don't particularly care. Please, continue. The night grew late, and I decided to return to my room, which is when I stumbled upon him. I spotted Mondo coming out of the girls' locker room. After he'd gone, I looked inside and saw the corpse.
What?
Well, you mean you actually witnessed the murder? He was such a fool. He didn't have the slightest idea. Wow, so Byakuya actually... I didn't even realize Byakuya saw it go down.
Well...
Good lord. He actually knew who the... Okay, alright, Byakuya, okay.
So you're saying you knew who the culprit was from the very beginning?
That's right.
You fool. I will strike you down and everything you stand for, you foof. Indeed. But if that had been the end of it, how boring would that have been? I mean, what a waste of time to have the answer revealed right at the beginning. Which is why I decided to lend a little helping hand. I thought it would liven things up. You did all that to liven things up?
I see.
So after hearing about Genocide Jack from Toko, you decided to use that to create the fake murder scene.
But
damn, man. If you hadn't figured out who'd really done it, you would have been dead too, right? Well, obviously, I would have revealed the truth before it reached that point. Of course. Byakuya turned and looked me in the eye. I could feel his sharp eyes piercing into me. Thanks to a certain remarkable someone, it never did. And I was able to perform an interesting experiment. I mean, just smooch Makoto now, Byakuya. You know you want to.
Interesting.
And also, yeah, I mean, Ventar, that's the thing, like, I mean, Byakuya is a dick, but he's the character that you love to hate. And I love to hate him. He's one of my favorite characters because he's such a dick. It's really fun to see him be him. Once I do decide to become blackened, I now know who I'll have to watch out for.
Correct.
Yeah, so he literally just desecrated a corpse for fun. That's all there was to it. That was the answer. Yeah. So that was your reason. Plus, he also got to create more distrust against Toko, who he just doesn't really like. So win-win, right?
Indeed.
Yes, we're done listening to your story. Moving on.
Hey.
There's something I'd like to ask Monokuma.
What's this?
Oh, I'm up next.
You
like to perform these elaborate executions each time, correct? Like, how do you even? My question is, why?
Do you like them? But you know, this punishment, this despair, it's not just for you. All this punishment, all this despair is my gift to mankind itself.
What?
You're over-exaggerating.
I am not over-exaggerating. These punishments are meant to transform all hope to despair.
Damn.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Mean? Mean? Mean?
What the heck?
Mean.
Damn it!
Good grief! I don't understand why you have to pick apart every little stupid thing.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. In the end, I'm going to stand alone as the victor, and then everything will be revealed to me.
Ooh,
Ooh.
how exciting!
The noble son of a noble family. Truly, you understand me. I think this is the start of a terrifying friendship.
I mean, you're already domesticated, Monokuma.
That's enough.
I'll take it. Oh, why am I listening to on Fubar? Oh, it's one of the soundtrack. We have it paused right now. Trying to, what is on pause right now? Oh, it's Central Arsenal. It was our opening song.
Good time, good time. Anyway, bada boom, bada bing. Let me just say this. After I've achieved complete victory, you're up next. I'm going to find you and kill you. Understand?
In the name of my family.
In the name of the Togami family, for which victory is a foregone conclusion.
You're getting all riled up.
Ooh, so cool. It's like you're the main character of a video game or something. No trash mob for you.
I swear, whatever it takes, I will kill you.
Temper. Sounds like someone needs a nap.
No, I mean the artist. Oh no, that's just how Fubar organizes the music. It goes out the iTunes playlist, which I have like, I've organized all my iTunes folders by like I have like Xenoblade, which all the artists are all of those boys who've worked on the like Xenoblade series. So that's why it shows like all of them down there. Monokuma's laughter peeled across the courtroom, and this curtain closed on the case of Chihiro and Mondo. But I knew that wasn't the end. The killing game would still continue, because the mastermind wouldn't let it end. For those of us who were still alive, our worst fear and despair kept on multiplying. It was the kind of despair that felt like a blind puppy in hell had more of a future than us. All of our courage, our effort, our friendship, it felt like it amounted to nothing at all. It was the worst kind of despair. No, don't give in, Makoto. That's what he wants you to feel.
Well, anyway, like I was saying...
Also, though...
This is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring?
And that girl killed someone.
Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it.
Oh, man.
Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match.
Looking forward to how you react to the things in Chapter 3. That'll be fun. It'll be fun. Probably gonna get the game. Okay, yeah, that Jominies, that is 100% fair, my man. Like I say, go for it. It's a good time. It is a solid time. So definitely. Love some kind of mashup since Mars never worked together. Okay.
But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well,
Insider,
no biggie.
maybe?
Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay?
Well, the good news is that whoever Monokuma's talking to clearly can't be anyone in our party because that person's bald. We don't have anyone bald in our group. Case dismissed. Must be totally separate. Not even part of the game.
After all,
Clearly.
That's what everyone wants to see.
There's one thing I'd like to ask you.
As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
Good lord, Monokuma. Who is it? The 16th high school student.
Ooh. My, you really took me by surprise.
Oh, yeah. Archwitch, unless someone's wearing a wig. How do we know? Also, hey, Ventar, thank you so much for the follow, my dude. Thank you.
I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
So maybe there was a reason why the courtroom has 16 slots. Boys Laugh at Despair. Very fitting title for Chapter 2. God, and we're already so down. To be continued. Alright, so yep, that now officially will be our ending point. And we got the crazy diamond jacket. Alright, guys. Well. Good lord, what an eventful time, right? Oh. Chapter 2, it's a predictable case, but like, just from like an emotional standpoint, it gets the job done. Like, oh my god.
there's some real heart-wrenching stuff in there, right? But I think, guys, with that is gonna be it for the day. Thank you all so much for watching me stream. Yeah, next time we're gonna be probably diving right into chapter 3 come Monday. I kind of like this format of doing like half of a day of Danganronpa and then half a day of something else, because again, if I do too much Danganronpa, my throat definitely starts hurting a good deal just from all my ultra dumb character voices. But yeah, no, I think we should be good. So I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Real quick, on YouTube, over on the 1UP Entertainment channel, I am gonna be streaming. Also, hold up, I'm gonna bump that volume down just a little bit. But if you guys want to see me on a podcast, I'm gonna be on the 1UP Entertainment channel's podcast, 4 p.m. Eastern time, 8 p.m. New Zealand time, or no, 8 a.m. New Zealand time. I'm getting all my times mixed up, but yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern time. I don't think we're gonna be going over anything super specifically, just kind of a hour-ish long podcast with the boys. It's gonna be me, Prime Hylian, Stooping Turtle, and the Skull Kid. Gonna be just gabbing it up over all kinds of really cool stuff. So I will hopefully maybe see you guys over there, and yeah, you guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye.